Hi everybody. Hi, this is Trisha. I just wanted to make this video because number one, it's been a long time since I put anything on this YouTube channel, and I apologize for that. Life has just kind of gotten in the way a little bit. But I do have some news. I am going to be working more on doing some more videos for you guys, both Abraham videos and then some of the other ones as well of my own, new age stuff with the binaurals and things like that. But what the video today is about is I just got back from an Abraham Hicks Cruise. I know that most of the people here who watch this channel are huge fans of Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks, and that you either have, read the books or just been watching things on YouTube, or have maybe even been to a seminar, a live seminar. I've been to a couple live seminars in Atlanta. Esther doesn't come to Nashville. I guess it's just, not on her path. But she does come to Atlanta usually twice a year. Of course, that was before COVID. So I had seen her twice. But I went ahead and said, I'm going to give myself this cruise to see her live on multiple days, which is what the cruise version of the seminars are. The cruises are usually 7-day cruises, and there's usually 2 or 3 days that are what they call at sea days, where you're not at a port. And those are the days that Esther does the seminars. You usually get somewhere between 12 and 15 hours of seminars with that. And so I decided to gift myself that. And I just wanted to give you all just a little heads up about that if you're interested, if you decide you want to go, what they're like. Now, I have been on cruises before, so this wasn't my first cruise. It was just my first Abraham cruise. And there were pluses and there were minuses, as there would be with anything, of course. But I just wanted to talk about it a little because I feel that my going there as a single person is also going to be different than some other people's experiences who may go in groups or with couples. And that's the first thing I do want to mention. Because this is the first cruise, or the first Abraham cruise after COVID has lifted some. The ship was not fully sold out because it was a Celebrity Reflection was the name of the ship. I guess I should say that. Celebrity Reflection. We left and returned to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And there were 3 or 4 stops in between. I'm not a huge island person, so forgive me if I don't wax poetic about this island or that island. They're all beautiful, they are, but I can't really tell the difference between them. So my idea was to be on this cruise just because I wanted to participate in the seminars. First off, Celebrity treats you fantastically. That is, goes without saying. And the organization of the seminars and everything is top notch. No issues with that whatsoever. The first surprise that I had booked myself in one of the interior cabins because, as if you have ever been on a cruise, and if you know that, they book for two people at least in a cabin. And if you're going to be a single person, you can't pay just the one person price and get the cabin. They basically almost charge you for the two people, whether there's two people there or not. It's just something that cruises have always done, and it's very hard to find one that doesn't have a very harsh single supplement, is what that's called. So it's almost cheaper to go ahead and just book it for two people and then try to find somebody to go with sometimes. But anyway, I had booked an interior cabin because Celebrity is a little, or this particular cruise was a little more over the limits that I was used to paying. So I just figured as long as I'm there, I'm on the ship. And my first wonderful surprise was I was upgraded. And, without me knowing, I go to check in, and they're like, "Oh, you are in cabin so-and-so instead of this one." And I said, "Well, that's the wrong one." And they said, "Well, you were obviously upgraded." And so I went from having a stateroom that was an interior stateroom to having a balcony room. I was so thrilled because that's normally what I would get, but I wasn't expecting that at all. But I don't think it was just me, because as I was unpacking and just putting things away, the people next door to me, I think it was two women, I heard them, open the door and go into their cabin and just like scream because they were so excited. So obviously, I think the Abraham Hicks company upgraded everybody to give everybody balconies. I don't know if that is a normal process or if that's just something that they were able to do because the ship was, not all the way booked because of COVID. So I'm not going to complain. I was thrilled. That was wonderful. What else about that? Like I said, the ship, of course, was beautiful. Everything was good. Everyone was, if you've ever been on cruises, the people who work on the cruises usually bend over backwards trying to be nice to you and to help you. So that is no different. That was that was, great. That's one of the reasons I like going on cruises, because you kind of get to be pampered and stuff, for a week. The people on the cruise or the passengers, I'm going to say we're probably 90% there for Abraham. Probably 900 people, I think. I don't quote me on the number because I don't know, but I know that it seemed like everybody on the cruise was pretty much there as a participant of the, Abraham seminars. So that was really good because you had a whole ship of like-minded people who were also very nice, very, just very positive and very nice. Weren't a lot of children. I think I probably saw less than a dozen kids in the entire week. So this was definitely a, pretty much an adult-only cruise, whether it was supposed to be or not. That's how it ended up, which was fine with me. And again, everybody who's there was pretty much there for Abraham. Of the people who were there for the seminars, I would say at least 80% were women. which again is something I kind of expected. Um, and not all of the men were there just being, drugged there by their wives or girlfriends. There were there were some gay men who were there, who were just there, in a bunch and buddies. There were couples, both gay, lesbian, heterosexual, everything there. But there was also a lot of women who came together in a bunch or in a pack, like a whole bunch of girlfriends who got together and they went. It appeared to me, at least for somebody being the first time on one of these, that everybody seemed to kind of know everybody else. And I think it is because, these cruises have been going on for a while, and there are people who this is what they do every year. And so they have met each other. That was, I guess, one of the drawbacks is, or at least for me, was that everybody seemed to know everybody. Now, again, everybody was nice. Everybody was very nice. But they, especially if you had a pack of women, or just a pack of friends, they were not really interested in having somebody else new join their group. Yes, I am an introvert, but I'm a friendly introvert. I mean, gee whiz, I'm on YouTube, so. I just was a little disappointed that people that I talked to one-on-one, I had some good conversations, say, waiting in line for something, or for, being at dinner or whatever. And then you would see them the next day and they wouldn't even act like they knew who you were. I had that happen a couple times. That was really disappointing because I had some really nice conversations with a couple people that I was hoping that we would continue on, during the cruise, and that I could hang out with them or whatever. And it just didn't work out that way. Even when I would see them or would try to contact them, I just didn't hear anything back, or it's like, oh, we'll get together after lunch or after dinner or after whatever. And then, nothing ever happened. So if you are going to meet a lot of Abraham people, if you're single, unless you are a huge extrovert who's just going to, interrupt people's conversations and just, butt right in and do that. Don't think that people are going to be coming on to you to try to include you. And that could be just maybe in any type of a cruise. The cruises I've been on before have either been with a significant other, or I have been by myself, but it's because I wanted to be by myself, and I had no interest in meeting anybody else who was any of the other passengers, because I was doing a cruise just, for me to get away and have time alone for myself. So this was the first time I was trying to break that mold, and I found out, at least in my case, it didn't work as I had hoped. That, again, could just totally be my experience. So, and everybody, though, was having an excellent time. They really were. Very, very friendly group. they skew, the age group skewed older, not many like 20s or 30s. People were at least, 40 and 50 and maybe even more. So that should have all worked out in my favor. But that being said, they still were a fun bunch of people, especially when they had the discos at night and, people were just dancing all over the place. And it was really fun to see. I participated in a couple of those. There is something, if you've ever heard of it, which I think I had heard of, but I hadn't really seen it before, called a silent disco, where what they do is they give everybody headphones, regular old-fashioned headphones, but the DJ has 3 different tracks that he's playing, and depending on how your headphones were configured, depended on which one of those 3 tracks you would get. So if people are just walking by, they see people dancing, but they don't know what you're dancing to, and you could be dancing right next to somebody who is dancing to something totally different. And I thought that was really cool, and that was really fun. I did do that for probably about an hour or so, and that was fun. I'll have to add some video of that onto here, just so you can see it, because I did take some video of that. Other than the cruise portion, of course, it was wonderful to be in the presence of Abraham for 5 different seminars, each one about 2.5 to 3 hours long, taking out the breaks. And so they had a wide range of people, as you would expect to be in the hot seat. I think there was more men, actually, and which, was kind of cool. But I did not try to get in the hot seat. I wanted more to participate, just to listen. I did try once. I'll take that back. I did, these are in the big theaters that are in cruise ships. And so, you have several levels of seating. And obviously, they're only going to pick people, Abe's really only going to pick people in the bottom area, in the floor seating. And I only sat there once. And I did raise my hand. I tried. But I wasn't disappointed because I wasn't chosen. It was interesting that on that particular seminar, there were 2 guys in front of me, in the row in front of me, and I think there were actually 3 guys, 3 friends, and 2 of the 3 actually got in the hot seat. That was very interesting to me. And I met a gentleman who has been in the hot seat many, many times. I met him, I think, on the first evening, and he was actually one of the first people called up in the, on the very first day of the seminar. So there were some of the stories, or some of the, not the stories necessarily, but some of the wisdom that came from Abraham that actually really hit me, and I started, tearing up and crying a little bit, because it was something that apparently I really needed to hear. And that is something else, if you have not been to any of the kinds of seminars, is that they always say, don't feel bad if you are really trying to get up there and you just don't get picked. Usually what Abraham tries to do from what Esther has said, and other people as well, is that they try to pick people who really represent the general vibe of the room. If there's a lot of people who are asking a particular, or in their mind, they've got a particular thing they want to talk about, they try to get somebody who's kind of representative of that. And you'll hear people say, yeah, that's, even though I didn't get to go up there, they talked about something that exactly that guy was going to ask, or something like that. So, being in the seminars, I've always enjoyed. If they go back to doing live ones again, I don't know if Esther's going to continue going around the country now that COVID is winding down, or if she is going to continue just doing the weekly streams. And because that way more people get to participate in that. So I don't know how, what the future is of that. But the cruises I do know are still going, because there is another one in October for over in the Mediterranean. And then there is one in, I think, July for Alaska. They always go to Alaska. And had I not already done this one, I would have probably preferred going to that one, because I happen to love Alaska. And then next year, they are going to do a 10-day, I believe it's 10-day, 10 or 12, but I think it's 10, a 10-day Caribbean cruise. Like this one was a 7-day. They're going to be doing a 10-day. So the cruises are still happening. And if you get a chance, and if you enjoy cruising, and you want to see Abe in person, this is the best chance you're going to get, especially if she doesn't come to a town, to your town, or to a town that's close enough for you to travel to. I would definitely recommend doing that. And I'll go ahead at the end of this and post some pictures and some video that I have. Obviously, I do not have any video of any of the seminars. That is verboten, no pictures, no recording, and no, I didn't do that. But I can show you some of the, some other little pictures. I'll just stick on the end of this video, and just to give you a little taste of what it was. So I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks again for supporting the channel. I'm going to get back into it. I promise. My work life is now, calmed down a lot more than it was when I started this channel. And so I'll be able to get back to it again. But if you got any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. I don't know what else I can answer specifically. Other than just because I didn't, leave the place with 12 new best friends does not mean it was not worth it. It definitely was. And if you are interested in going, I think the website is called lifejourneys.net. is the people who do the organizing of the cruise. Basically, through them, you book the cruise and you book the seminars, and you get the things that they will, some credits and things that they'll give you. Oh, almost forgot. Almost every day, when you're out and about, when you come back into your cabin, there will be some little gift from Esther and from, the Abraham Abraham Hicks publications, just, for you. A little piece of jewelry or a little something. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Maybe I rambled a little bit, sorry. But, stay tuned for a few scenes from the ship. Well, if that whetted your appetite, look for the link below of where you can get or register for another Abe cruise coming up. Take care. Be blessed.